the game, cause see the boxing voice.
Welcome back, gang, for the first time and hopefully many more to come. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel and click on the notifications right here, this little bell, so you can get those emails every time we go live.
This is Akin, aka Jack is the Truth. I'm here at the Edwards Moreno press conference. I've just run into Mr. Johnny Nelson. How you doing, sir?
ThaBoxingvoice. I'm good, thank you. I'm good.
This is the first time I've interviewed you without a cast on your arm or some sort of crutches.
All crutches, yeah. You know, it's just been a bad few months of pure injuries, so I've had to just realise I'm actually old, so I've got to change my training up a little bit, and so it's back in the mix and everything's good. So we got to clean it up.
Yeah, it's good to see you looking so well. A lot of things, a lot of stuff has happened this week. We got the news first of all about Deontay Wilder turning down 120 mil to stay on his network. What are your thoughts on that?
Listen, the devil's in the detail, and on the surface of it, you wouldn't think a man would turn down such a deal. So we don't know enough information of why he would turn something like this down if it really was put on the table. Deontay Wilder clearly has his plan of what he wants to do. Deontay Wilder still probably in the background has hopes of getting something on with Anthony Joshua, because that's the biggest money out there, no matter what. But also for Deontay Wilder, he's got to keep looking forward. He don't want to look left or look right, because on the left they're going to say, why didn't you give Tyson Fury a rematch? He well deserved it. You know, you should have done the right thing. On the right, they're going to say, why didn't you defend against Dillian Whyte? He's the proper number one challenger. You know, so he's thinking, right, I'm focusing on business. It was the first time I saw it was with Shelly Finkel, and Deontay Wilder is usually very vocal, and Shelly Finkel did the talking. I'm thinking, you know, I don't know, you know, saying, yo, keep your mouth shut, don't say anything, let me do the talking here. He's not that kind of character, so they must have schooled him to say, look, let us do the talking.
I think that's probably why it's such a talking point with UK fans in particular, because when there was the perception of AJ turning down 50 mil, there was this narrative of him ducking Wilder and him being a puppet for Eddie Hearn, that Eddie Hearn does all the talking, etc. So when we see Wilder doing the same thing, that's why we react so strongly to it. What are your thoughts?
So that's what I'm saying. So Wilder, all the things he said about Anthony Joshua at the time, now he probably realises, he thinks, I get it now. Because I think, as I said, I think he's one of the most vocal fighters out there. So for Shelly Finkel to say, let me handle this, I'll talk for this, and he shut up. I thought, you know, it's about show business, and unfortunately, those boys are at the stage now where it's more business than show. You know, they want to do the business and make the most out of it as possible. So it's interesting to see how things will develop.
I'm going to change tact just a bit. As an employee of Sky, what is your take on the deal? Okay, let me put it this way. I spoke with Adam Smith yesterday about the deal that Sky have showing American fights and Dazn, etc. ESPN have something similar with BT. Top Rank have something with ITV. On the face of things, it looks great for fans, but we had a card at the weekend with two English or British world champions on the undercard to a farmer headline in Philadelphia. We have a show on April the 20th where that could be possibly headlined by Dave Allen. Don't you think that while it's a good thing to expose people to the American audiences, the UK cards are suffering as a result?
Right, so first of all, you know, we become spoiled. We become spoiled with the big shows we're getting, the big pay-per-view shows, the big arena shows we're getting. Now you've got to remember, these fighters have to start somewhere. These fighters are going to be criticised by you and I, the press, everybody, in the beginning, to be built up into these stars. They can't all of a sudden turn up as stars. So we can complain at the moment about, well, you know, what we're getting here. But you've got to start. You've got to follow a fighter. You've got to follow his story. You've got to follow his success. You've got to follow his rise. You've got to follow the fights that are coming through. So at the moment, Charles Edwards is headlining this weekend. You've got Dave Allen against Lucas Brown coming up. David Price against another British heavyweight. You just got to make sure the domestic scene is still being fed. Because we're so used to big shows. Remember, when I boxed, you were boxing at leisure centres, you were boxing at York Hall. These fights were still on. You had to build up the grassroots. And that these things are still happening. So one or two will come through, so one or two might not come through. And in regards to the unification of the American networks with the UK networks, you know, benefits, the fans benefit. Just a black coffee. Yeah. The fans benefit. And that's what's in more. So that guys don't need to worry about what's going on with Sky, ITV, Dazn, BT. They used to need to think, I got a choice. Let them deal with the business. See, I work for Sky, but I love boxing and I love watching it. So I watch boxing on all platforms. I don't care who's putting it on, as long as I can see it. That's for the fans. Let the businessmen do the business talk. That's not our problem. As long as we can see it, as long as we get access to fights that we probably wouldn't have got access to this time last year, the year before, I don't care.
I think you're right in we're spoilt, but Dave Allen isn't somebody that is up and coming. He's sort of established. So I can understand your argument if...
But it's entertainment. That's what I'm saying. It's still a decent fight. It's still an intriguing fight. And even though Dave Allen has not got an unblemished record, even though Dave Allen is not, in my opinion, gonna tear up trees in the world scene, it's still an intriguing fight. And so you're still going to see those fights. So we can't watch every show and think, well, what's he going to do? What's he going to do? I went to a white collar event last night. So basically it's about guys that can't fight, wanting to fight, wanting to have a go. I saw two guys fighting. One was 51 years old, one was 48 years old. I have never seen a fight. It was wicked. And these guys couldn't fight. One guy got knocked down, got up, he's throwing the left down when he should have thrown the right hand. Next minute, he knocked the other guy down. These guys couldn't fight. But it was entertainment. I wasn't thinking, what's he going to do? Where's entertainment there? It was entertainment in front of my very eyes. And it was two guys that couldn't fight, that were never going to do nothing, that were never going to be world champions, but they entertained the crowd and they love doing what they're doing. That is what we're getting on another level. So if Lucas Brown, only if Dave Allen isn't going to be a world champion, if it isn't going to go any further than what they're doing, so what? Still the fans are getting to see what? A sport. Still the fans are getting to see what's on a card. Still the fans are getting to see guys on the undercard coming through, building up. They say, well, yeah, I remember him on the Dave Allen, Lucas Brown bill. That kid there, he's world champion now. That's what you want to see. It's about seeing things at grassroots. Not everybody can afford to pay pay-per-view. Not everybody can afford to fly to New York to watch Anthony Joshua box on June the 1st. Not everybody can afford to do that. So some people have to settle for what they get and still enjoy it. And that's why boxing in here in the UK is flourishing, because you're getting it on all levels.
Okay, I think you've made your case. I don't agree with you, but you made your case. Final question. The presser yesterday, one of the most interesting things that happened was Dean White turning up and having a word with Lawrence regarding his antics on social media with regards to Dillian. I had the pleasure of speaking to Dean afterwards, and I asked him what was the difference between Dillian inciting Deontay Wilder on social media.
There is no difference. And what Lawrence Okolie is doing is he's come left wing. You're thinking, where's that come from? Getting your own lane, man. You're a cruiserweight. And he said, nah, you know what, come. Let me bring it to you. So I rate Okolie for doing it. Now, regardless of what would happen if they fought each other, it's nothing to do with it. All of a sudden, when Okolie's putting this out, we're thinking, Ross, what's going to happen here? And all of a sudden, it's another option, and another avenue that we could go down. Dillian White is saying, all right, if you want to play big boys, let's take it to the street. You've got to intimidate these men to say, come on, are we going to do so what? Now, Lawrence, I'm quite sure, spars with many, many heavyweights. I used to do that when I was a cruiser. He sparred with many, many heavyweights, and you know you can beat a lot of them. He thinks he can beat Dillian White. Brother, if he can or not, it's not our business, but he thinks he can. So he doesn't mind saying what he's got to say. He'll say, yo, I'll fight you. Let's do it. That's what fighters do. So I think it's good. I think it's the pyramid of life. Dillian White's done it to fighters. Fighters will do it to Lawrence. And it's always happened in our sport. Someone's going to dog out somebody, and somebody will get the opportunity to shut their mouth or not. You know, so I don't blame either of them. I understand what Dillian's coming from, and I understand where Lawrence is coming from.
Mr. Johnny Nelson, as always, it's been an education. I really appreciate your time. Is there anything else that you'd like to add?
No, you like double denim. Blam.
You can break the rule. There's always an exception to the rule, and you're rocking it.
Thank you. Have a good day, man.
Thank you very much for talking to the Boxing Voice.
So if you enjoyed the video, feel free to hit the like, subscribe, and share. As always, if you want to support us to the next level, head over to the patreon.com/ThaBoxingVoice. We have tons of exclusive from Border Wars, Entitled, betting shows, the list goes on and on and on. But in addition to that, if you guys have questions for fighters, trainers, or promoters, this is where you can submit them. We will run out get these questions answered and put it back on the show just for you guys. Appreciate it. Peace.